Hello, my name is Miriam Sosa Martinez. What content from this course stood out to you the most and why? Phenotypical characteristics of the dominant race. Straight hair is one of the characteristics of the dominant race. In the movie In the Heights, they portrayed one of the main characters, Nina, who was returning home from Stanford, as having straight hair and wearing more neutral colors. She later explains that at Stanford, it was predominantly people of the dominant race where she often felt like she stood out. So wearing these neutral colors, not trying to stand out, and straightening her hair is one of the ways that she was trying to fit in. Soon enough later, when Nina returns to her hometown in New York, we see her embracing her curly hair and is shown wearing brighter colors. I found this topic interesting because even something as straightening our hair to try to fit in is something that we see often and we kind of don't even realize it. Understanding when racial conflicts are more likely. Migrant subordination, also known as conquest. Involuntary immigration, such as the slave trade. In these two examples, we do see a lot of racial conflicts today with groups who have been conquered and within groups who have been enslaved. The last example is when we see the greatest difference in physical appearance and cultural values between groups. This we see a lot today. As soon as somebody dresses different, has different views, their cultural is different, cultural is different, and this is when we see more racial conflicts. As soon as somebody differs from the quote normality, we see more of this racial conflict, and it shouldn't be like that, but that's what we see today. Assimilation. This is when individuals of ethnic group members identify themselves as part of the dominant society, and when other people also view them as part of the dominant society. This has to do with their cultural, so as in language, religion, food, structural and primary and secondary interactions, biological, as in ethnic groups are no longer biologically distinct, such as like interracial marriages, psychological, as in people don't think of groups as distinct. They're not different, they're the same. We are assimilated to the dominant group. We are part of the dominant group. That's what assimilation means. So we're going to take assimilation and compare it to that of pluralism. Pluralism. This serves to maintain group boundaries or group distinctiveness. When groups retain their traits but still operate under a single economic and political system that is shared with the dominant group. An example would be cultural pluralism, which is multiculturalism retaining their language, religion, and clothes. I see this a lot with my culture being Mexican American. We retain a lot of our language, which is Spanish, a lot of our traditions, and our traditions, it comes with the types of clothing as we see in this picture here. I really liked how the professor asked us in one of the lectures, how do we identify ourselves? And one way I identify myself is being Mexican American. And she pointed out that it is different from saying just I identify myself as being American, because I'm putting Mexican in the mix there. I identify myself as being Mexican, but also American. And it is great to have a name to put at to, like a pluralism. That's how I feel about being Mexican American. I am retaining that traditions of being Mexican, but I'm living here in America. I was born and raised in Southern California. I'm the first generation who was born here along with my siblings and my cousins. and I want to be able to pass down the Spanish language or Spanish culture and traditions to my future kids. Although, even if I do live here in Southern California or in America still, even if I don't go to Mexico that often, I still want to keep that a part of me because I identify as being Mexican and I'm very proud of that. And I want to keep that always with me. Will you change anything about your thoughts or behaviors as a result of having taken this course? If not, why not? If yes, what will you change? I would be very mindful of who my reference group is. A reference group is our in groups who we seek to affiliate with. It's the people who we spend time with that heavily influences how we think and how we act. So making sure I don't surround myself in groups of people who are constantly making racist and prejudiced comments, not only for myself, but in the future for my family, even if that includes some parts of our own family. I found this slide very interesting from our lecture. Most importantly, the ones I have highlighted in orange, being able to recognize racism is very important. It's not just a joke. Sometimes it's not just a comment. Like we need to recognize when something is racist. Finding a supportive network, and I want to be that supportive network in my family, making sure like my intermediate family is that supportive network for me. And most importantly, questioning what we consider to be, quote, normal, and always questioning that. As I said before, the normal was to like have straight hair and like other phenotypical characteristics and dressing a certain way. That was the normal, and that's how I saw it. I wanted straight hair because all my friends had straight hair, and I thought that's what was normal. Not until going into middle school is when I realized, my hair is different and that's fine. And it's just, I started embracing my wavy curly hair being different from my friends. And for that, I feel like I'm better for it. And understanding that there is no normal.